Yo, what is up guys, welcome back to yet another video, and in today's video we'll be looking at the 5 teams that have had the worst transfer windows in the Premier League this summer. Number 5. Chelsea. Despite having spent £250 million this summer, Chelsea's transfer window still leaves a lot to be desired. First of all, they spent £60 million on a left-back despite paying £50 million for Ben Chilwell only a few seasons ago. And whilst Cucurella is a fantastic player, it makes no sense to spend £60 million on a player that was not desperately needed by Chelsea. They have also spent £72 million on Wesley Fofana, who is a fantastic young centre-back talent but is somewhat injury-prone and will be under a lot of pressure due to his hefty price tag. More importantly though, Chelsea have not invested appropriately in the midfield and attacking departments. For instance, Raheem Sterling is a good signing for Man City, but it is doubtful whether he can be as effective for Chelsea whilst not playing in a Pep Guardiola system. Aubameyang is also a great goal scorer but is now 33 years of age and requires chances created for him in order to score goals. But as we've seen over the years with the likes of Morata and Lukaku, Chelsea have regularly failed to create chances for their number 9. And with Chelsea not signing a creative midfielder this summer, I doubt this will change. Number 4. Brighton. With Brighton currently sitting at 4th place in the Premier League, some may be surprised to see them on this list. But despite their amazing league form, Brighton had an underwhelming transfer window. In Maupay, Basuma and Cucurella, they lost 3 key players, and besides the loan arrival of Billy Gilmour and the permanent transfer of Pervis Estupiñán, Brighton did not make any high-profile signings. And to make matters worse, Brighton have just lost their manager Graham Potter to Chelsea. Graham Potter was known for signing hidden gems from all around Europe and working wonders with a tight budget, so perhaps it is no surprise to see Brighton so high up on the table. But now that Potter is gone, Brighton may pay for their lack of transfer activity this summer. Number 3. Bournemouth. After achieving promotion last season, Bournemouth have simply not made enough Premier League quality signings. The 2 key signings they've made this summer is Marcus Tavernier from Middlesbrough and Marcus Senesi from Feyenoord. And whilst both seem to be top quality signings, they are simply not enough to keep Bournemouth up in the Premier League. Bringing in a player from the Championship and a player from the Dutch League will not be enough for them to guarantee survival. After 6 games in the Premier League, they sit at a respectable position of 13th. But if you look at the teams below them, it is clear to see that Bournemouth lack the most quality in their squad. Wolves, Crystal Palace, Everton, Aston Villa, West Ham, and even Nottingham Forest and Leicester City have much more quality than Bournemouth in their squads. So despite their relatively high Premier League position so far, it is doubtful that they will be there after 38 games. Add to that Bournemouth have sacked Scott Parker, and considering he got them promoted last season, it is clear to see that they will struggle this season. Number 2. Liverpool. Liverpool have had arguably one of their weakest transfer windows for a long time. By getting rid of Sadio Mane this summer, they have arguably got rid of one of their best players, and the fact that they sold him for just $30 million makes the transfer even more shocking. They've also got rid of a few key squad players from the past. By selling Minamino and letting Divock Origi go, Liverpool have definitely weakened their bench, and this can be seen this season whilst they struggle with form and injuries. But not only have they sold some key players, they have also made some underwhelming signings, the first one being Darwin Núñez from Benfica. Liverpool have splashed out £70 million on a striker who before last season did not show any great track record of scoring goals. It is baffling that Liverpool would let go of one of their best players in Sadio Mane for £30 million and then buy another player for £70 million who is unproven. The midfield has also clearly been a weak point for Liverpool, and this was not addressed appropriately this summer. Fabio Carvalho is an exciting young player and already seems to have broken into the first team at Liverpool. But despite all the great potential he is only 19 years old and is only playing in his first season in the Premier League. He is not ready to play week in week out if Liverpool want to challenge for the Premier League and Champions League. But the most underwhelming signing has to be Arthur Melo. It was clear for everyone to see that Liverpool needs some midfield reinforcements after Thiago got injured and Henderson and Milner are simply not good enough. But signing an injury-prone midfielder who barely plays for Juventus is not what people had in mind when they were thinking of reinforcements. And with Liverpool's poor start in the Premier League and Champions League, this genuinely might be Klopp's last season at Liverpool. Number 1. Leicester. And the team that has had the worst transfer window in the Premier League this summer has to be Leicester. This summer they spent only £15 million, bringing in no player of note. Add to that, they have got rid of 2 key players in Wesley Fofana and Kasper Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel has been one of the best goalkeepers in the league ever since Leicester got promoted to the Premier League in 2014. He has been one of Leicester's best players for the last decade, and yet they got rid of him for just £1 million. And to make matters worse, they did not sign a replacement for him. Instead, they decided to promote Danny Ward, their second choice goalkeeper, to first choice. And another huge loss to Leicester City was losing Wesley Fofana to Chelsea. Despite receiving a huge transfer fee of £72 million for him, they have lost their best centre-back and not replaced him. And this poor transfer business from Leicester City has proven to be costly as they currently sit bottom of the Premier League. After 6 league games, they have drawn 1 and lost 5. Surely it is a matter of time until Brendan Rodgers gets sacked. And that was it for the 5 worst transfer windows in the Premier League this summer. As always, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.